stop. Just stop whatever you're doing right now and really sit with this for a second. Because you didn't stumble onto this video. You were pulled here. And I know that sounds like something people say. But okay, just feel your body right now. Is there a little flutter in your chest? A little tightness in your throat like you're holding your breath waiting for something? Yeah, that's not anxiety. That's anticipation. That's your soul going, oh, this is the one. This is the message. Because someone, and I mean a very specific someone, has been carrying something heavy around for a while now. A secret. A feeling so big they don't even know what to do with it anymore. And they are about to crack. Not in a broken way. In a damn, finally bursting kind of way. And oh my goodness, when it happens, it is going to absolutely flip your world upside down in the best possible way. Because this person, this is not who you think it is. Not even close. My name is Sarah, and before we go any further, I just want to say something really important. This reading is for everyone, and it's for no one specific all at once. Take what resonates with you, and gently leave behind what doesn't. Not every single word will land for every single person, and that is completely okay. Only take what feels true in your body, in your gut, in that quiet place inside you that already knows things before your brain catches up. Trust that. Always trust that. Now, I pulled 5 cards today, and honestly, when I laid them out, I just sat there for a second like, wow, okay. The universe is not playing around right now. So take a breath. Get comfortable. Because what's coming through these cards is deep, it's layered, and it is speaking directly to something you've been quietly carrying. Let's get into it. The first card that came out, and it landed so fast it almost startled me, is the Tower. And okay, before you tense up, before you go, oh no, not the Tower. Just breathe. Because the Tower in this position, in this specific spread, is not about destruction for the sake of destruction. It's about the collapse of something that was never built on solid ground to begin with. And wow, the moment I turned this card over, I felt this immediate rush of energy, like a pressure release. Like when you've been holding your breath underwater and you finally break the surface. That's the energy here. Something that has been suppressed, something that has been carefully, deliberately kept quiet, is about to come crashing through every single wall this person built around their feelings. And here's what's wild. They built those walls because of fear, not because they stopped caring, not because you stopped mattering, but because you started mattering too much, and that terrified them in a way they weren't equipped to handle back then. See, the Tower doesn't just fall on its own. There's always a buildup. There's always this quiet accumulation of pressure, of truth, of feeling that gets packed tighter and tighter until the structure just cannot hold anymore. And that's exactly what's been happening with this person behind the scenes while you've been out here healing, growing, becoming. They have been sitting with this enormous feeling that they keep trying to talk themselves out of. They keep telling themselves, no, that ship has sailed. I missed my chance. They've moved on. They're better off. But the feeling doesn't care about logic. It just keeps growing. And the Tower is telling us that the moment of collapse is here. It is not coming. It is here. And when they finally say what they've been holding, when they finally make this move, it's going to feel seismic. Not just to you, to them too. Because they are going to have to be more honest with themselves in that moment than they have ever been in their life. The second card, and oh my goodness, this one made me catch my breath a little, is the Star. And I just want to sit here for a second because the star following the Tower is one of the most beautiful sequences you can pull. Because what the Tower breaks down, the star comes in and illuminates. The star is hope. It's renewal. It's that quiet, steady light that exists even in the darkest part of the night sky. And this card is talking directly about you, about what you've become, about this glow you're carrying right now that you might not even fully see in yourself yet. But everyone around you feels it. This person feels it. And I'm picking up on this image of them just watching you from a distance, not in a creepy way, but in a genuinely awestruck way, like someone watching a sunrise who can't quite believe how beautiful it is and feels almost unworthy of looking directly at it. You have been doing the deep work. And I don't mean the kind of deep work that looks good on social media. I mean the kind that happens at 2 in the morning when nobody is watching. The kind where you cry in the shower and then wash it all off and get up the next morning and choose to keep going anyway. The kind where you made a decision, quietly, firmly, to stop abandoning yourself for people who couldn't fully show up for you. That decision changed your entire frequency. And the star is confirming that the universe saw every single moment of that. Every tear. Every boundary you set even when it shook your hands to set it. Every time you chose yourself when every old pattern in you was screaming to shrink back down. It was all noticed. It was all counted. And what you're walking in right now, this peace, this lighter feeling in your chest, this sense that something good is quietly moving toward you, that is your reward showing up, not as a fantasy, as something real and incoming. The third card is the Two of Cups. And okay, wow, this one is layered in a way that I really need to take my time with because it's not just a love card, it's a recognition card. The Two of Cups is about two energies finally seeing each other clearly, not through the lens of who they used to be to each other, not through the fog of old arguments or old wounds or old versions of themselves, but clearly, honestly, as who they actually are right now. And what's coming through so strongly with this card is that this person has been doing their own quiet work too. Maybe not as visibly as you, maybe not as consciously as you, but something shifted in them. Something cracked open, and they are starting to see things, starting to see you with completely new eyes. There's this moment that I keep seeing in my mind, and it feels so specific that I almost don't want to say it because it's going to sound too real for some of you. But I'm going to trust it. There was a moment, pretty recent actually, where this person was just going about their day doing something completely ordinary, and something reminded them of you. A song, a smell, a random phrase someone said, and it hit them so hard they had to stop what they were doing. And in that moment, something clicked for them in a way it never had before. They realized that what they had with you, or what they could have had with you, wasn't something they were ever going to find just anywhere. That kind of connection, that kind of energy, it doesn't just grow on trees. And the Two of Cups is saying that recognition is what's driving this move. It's not desperation. It's not loneliness. It's genuine, clear-eyed recognition of your value. And that makes this different. That makes this worth paying attention to. The fourth card is the Eight of Wands. And this is where I want you to really lean in because the Eight of Wands is all about speed. Things moving fast. Messages flying. Energy that has been coiled up and held back suddenly releasing in one swift, direct motion. And paired with everything else in this spread, it is telling us that whatever this person has been building up the courage to do, it is not far away. We are not talking months. We are not talking weeks of waiting and wondering. The timeline on this feels incredibly short. And the communication that's coming, because that's what the Eight of Wands also rules, communication, it's going to be direct in a way that surprises you. Because maybe in the past this person was someone who spoke in circles. Someone who hinted but never committed to a full sentence. Someone who made you feel like you were always trying to read between lines that kept shifting. That energy is gone. What's coming is clear. What's coming is said out loud with their full chest. No games. No ambiguity. Just them, finally, saying the actual thing. And I want to pause here for just a second because I feel like some of you need to hear this specifically. You have spent so much energy trying to decode people, trying to figure out what someone meant by a certain look or a certain response time on a text or a certain tone in their voice. And you got so used to that exhausting dance that part of you almost doesn't know what to do with something straightforward. Part of you might actually distrust it when it comes because it'll feel too easy, too clean. And I just want to say, okay, that's a normal response given what you've been through. But please don't let that pattern cause you to push away something real when it finally shows up wearing its whole heart on its sleeve. You are allowed to receive something direct. You are allowed to let someone say what they mean without waiting for the catch. The fifth and final card is the Ace of Cups. And oh my goodness, I felt something shift in the room when this one came up. The Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. It's a fresh cup being offered. It's the universe handing you something brand new, overflowing, clean, untainted by the past. And what's so striking about this card landing at the end of this spread is that it's not saying you're going back. It's saying you're going forward. This shocking move that this person is about to make. It's not an invitation to return to an old chapter. It's an opening to write something completely new. A version of this connection, or a version of your emotional life overall, that you haven't experienced yet. Something that actually matches the energy you've been cultivating inside yourself through all that quiet healing work. Because here's what I really want you to sit with. The Ace of Cups doesn't just represent romantic love. It represents emotional abundance in every form. It's your capacity to give and receive love expanding. It's your heart, which honestly has been through a lot, opening back up, not because someone forced it open, not because you talked yourself into it, but because you finally feel safe enough in your own skin to let something in. And that safety, that groundedness, that unshakable sense of your own worth, that is what this person is walking toward. They are not falling in love with who you were when you were available to their nonsense. They are falling in love with who you became when you weren't. And that distinction matters more than I can really put into words. Now, before I get to what I really need to tell you about the sign to watch for, because there is a very specific sign coming, and you do not want to miss it, I just have to say this. If this reading has been landing for you, if you've been feeling that flutter, that recognition, that, okay, wow, this is actually speaking to me energy, please take a second and like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this message too. I know that sounds like a simple thing, but it genuinely matters because it helps this reading find the people who were meant to receive it. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways, but one thing it responds to is real human energy saying, yes, this is worth seeing. So if this has been worth your time, let it reach someone else whose heart is ready for it too. So here's what I need you to know about the sign. Because I promised you this, and I don't take that lightly. In the next few days, you are going to have a moment, a very quiet, very ordinary moment, where something stops you cold. Not in a scary way, in an electric way. You might be doing something completely mundane, making coffee, sitting in traffic, staring out a window, and out of nowhere you're going to feel this warmth spread through your chest. Not heat exactly, more like the feeling of sunlight coming through a window and landing right on your face. Soft, specific, warm in a way that feels almost personal. And right after that warmth, you're going to think of them, not because you were thinking about them before, completely unprompted. They are just suddenly going to be in your mind as clear and present as if they were standing right next to you. That's the sign. That's them making the decision. That's the energetic transmission of a choice being made on their end that is about to change the shape of your near future. And when that moment comes, and it will come, I need you to do something really specific. I need you to not reach out first. I know. I know how tempting it's going to be. because that warmth is going to feel mutual and your instinct is going to be to close the gap immediately. But hold your ground. Let them come. Because the whole power of this moment is that they finally crossed the distance on their own. That's what makes it different from every other time. That's what makes it mean something. You staying in your own orbit, steady and bright, is what pulls them in. The second you start moving toward them, you take that power out of the equation. So feel the warmth. Smile at it. Whisper, okay, I see you, universe, and then go back to your day. Because they are already on their way. Look, I know this was a lot to take in. And honestly, that's okay. Let it settle. Let it move through you at whatever pace feels right. Because not everything the universe sends us needs to be immediately understood. Sometimes it just needs to be felt first. What I do know, what these cards made absolutely crystal clear today, is that you are not forgotten. You are not invisible. And you are definitely not someone whose story is finished. The best chapter? It hasn't even started yet. You did the hard part already. You healed in the dark. You chose yourself when it cost you something real. And now the universe is literally rearranging people and timing and circumstances just to match the energy you've been building quietly inside yourself. So stay soft. Stay open. Stay rooted in that unshakable light you've worked so hard to build. Because what's coming toward you right now? It was always meant for you. It just needed you to be ready to actually receive it. And you are. You really, really are. I love you. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.